Hey, I know, like, you know where I'm at, like, hey, Jeff, no, I got you, brody. Look, hey, let's go, hey. Real life, real talk, never fall, we ain't doing that. Want me fall off, but I can't, I'm just too attached. I was so lost, I ain't going back. Never fall, never fall. We on the road, yeah, we on the road. Every day like the Olympics gon' go. Yeah. I'm in control, I thought you should know. Real life, real talk, never fall.
Hey guys, we're back. We missed last week, but we're back. So welcome back, boys. I've missed you guys.
Oh.
This is episode 11, by the way. So we've broken that hurdle of 10 episodes. I think that's actually a milestone when it comes to podcasts. So I think like it was something like 90% don't make it out of 10 episodes or something. I don't know the exact number. It'll probably be wrong, but it's something along those lines. So we're breaking records, boys.
Jeez.
We're breaking records.
It's more reps than I've done in a set for the last 5 years.
I like that.
That's a lie. But how have you guys been? Good?
Yeah, right. Been good.
Yeah, all good, bro. All good.
So anyway, I wanted to bring something up. It's pretty funny. Denver, you may have seen it at Wolves. There's these real young guys that train now. I think they're like 17. There's like they train in pairs. And I was at the gym the other day, and one of them came through, I think, for like a job interview. Anyway, he trained with his friend, and like they were training real hard, doing deadlifts and pull-ups, you know, all the stuff you want to see them doing. But like in between their sets, they were drinking liquid honey.
Oh,
they would do a set, and they'll squirt liquid honey in their mouth every set, and I was just cracking up because it brought back memories from, you know, when you're younger and you see the stuff. But then the next week, I saw another two guys, and they don't know, these kids don't know.
Unrelated.
They're doing the same shit, and you'd be training, and you'll see a liquid honey on like the bench, and they'll do a set, and they'll be like squirt it in their mouth. So I was talking to the gym owner, and he was like someone must have made a TikTok or something, and like everyone thinks honey's the secret now. But it was funny because I remember back in the day when I was like that age, I read the Franco Columbu book, and he used to eat grapes intra-workout. So for like a week, I had grapes in my pocket when I would train, and I'd be like on the decline bench, I'm like falling out of my pocket. did you guys ever do anything like that?
Yeah.
Anything ridiculous?
Nothing crazy during training, bro. Nothing crazy like that.
No.
Yeah.
So I remember when if you guys know Justin Reese, he used to eat lollies like constantly all through his workout, start to finish. So everybody that was around Justin Reese did that. Like, you know, he was a freak. So all the young guys that were coming up behind him were like, oh, we'll just do what Justin does. So essentially you had Justin, gigantic, shredded, and just all these podgy little fat guys like running around after him.
I remember
eating more and more lollies.
He used to post it on the bodybuilding forum, the NZ bodybuilding forum. He used to post those lollies. I remember that takes me back. That was so long ago.
No, that dude never got. I mean, I knew him when he was a teenager. He just never got fat.
Yeah.
Super fast metabolism.
He used to do crazy shit. He used to like behind the head shoulder press,
probably
180 kilo. I think. Is that right?
Yeah, he was a freak.
Right, crazy, crazy shit.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But
yeah,
it's funny,
like bench too.
Seeing them do that shit. I was going to put something on Instagram the other week, and it was like I miss the days where like everything's so complicated now that one makes things so complicated, I should say. Like the most simple shit is now complicated. But like, you know, back in the day when you're young, you would just go to the gym, like I would anyway with my friends, and our goal would be like, how can we make this as hard as possible today? It'd be like leg day, and we're just like, the goal would just be to make it sickening hard every single time, just so innocent. But I feel like that obviously that's what lays the foundation for later. But yeah, things are getting very, very, very complicated.
I think too complicated. I mean, I'm the generation when they didn't have anything in a gym, right? You went in there, you were lucky if there was a pull down. You got some guy holding you down while you're pulling on a pulley that's attached to a thing on a wall.
What prison was that?
Anyway, yeah. So that, I mean, there wasn't anything complicated to do back then. So all you used to, you know, I came up with the mentality of you just wanted to crush all your friends. And then when you crushed all your friends, you looked at everyone else in the gym, I got to catch that guy. I got to catch that guy. And it was really just all about the training than it was more so about anything else. Because, you know, we didn't really have supplements in the way that you guys do now. I always think it's really interesting. You know, I was talking to someone the other day and he was telling me how there's so much more science now and, you know, things are a lot better. And I was like, is it though? Is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it really? Because I trained at a gym where probably 10 guys could squat 5 plates. I'd be lucky if I see 10 guys a year do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I guess there's the two extremes. Like, if you buy in too much to each way, it's probably not doing yourself.
Yeah. There's a balance there, but you can't. My mentality is that, like, in terms of longevity and just being in it for a long time, then you can't beat hard work. How you apply that work ethic and the hard work that you do can be different from one guy to the next. But it seems like there's a lot of trying to really avoid the hard work. I'm not going to do that. And then they justify, well, I'm not going to do that because it doesn't target in this way. So instead I'm going to do this. And you think, well, just do all of that. All of those guys that are walking around monstrous who you watch now on, when you see Justin Shear doing a one arm pull in with a cable and a handle, and his back's like thick as hell, you just go back to when he was growing all of that muscle, and it was 4-plate barbell rows and heavy basic. And I think whereas now a guy's kicking off and he's heading in the complicated direction before things have even started. Yeah.
And also people I think fail to realize that he may be doing that, but he's also fucking doing like 4 or 5 plates, slow as shit, stiff leg deadlifts every week off a plate, So it's just another one of those things where
I think people pick and choose.
You're very similar to Justin. Very similar.
Well, I think they just people pick and choose what they want, right? So they look at it's like anything. It's like a diet. You pick the diet that one diet says you can have cheesecake after training. Another diet says you can have pancakes on a Sunday. So you just put those two together. Next minute you're having cheesecake every day and pancakes on a Sunday. And this is the best. Oh, that girl eats 600 grams of carbs. I'm going to do that. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Mix and match.
Yeah. I guess like hard's always the foundation, and then it's how you apply it. And you can do.
If you can't suffer, and you don't have to be happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. But if you can't get through the suffer aspect of it, then it's very hard for you to achieve anything.
It's not really suffering, is it? Let's be real.
Well, you're choosing it.
So much fun, man. It's like so fun.
You're loving the suffering.
You choose it, and look, everybody carries that in a different way, and everyone deals with it in a different way. I mean, that sort of.
I hate that word so much in bodybuilding. Like, fuck, people need to stop saying suffer. If you actually think about that, that is the most ridiculous thing you can possibly say. I'm suffering. Why are you suffering in your house, your 4-bedroom house with your fridge full of food? You're suffering.
You're suffering because you're choosing to pursue something. Well, I think sometimes how people represent themselves isn't how we would all do that, right? I think we need to have a little bit. We need to have a little bit of understanding. Be a bit compassionate, not be so close-minded.
No, you can have understanding, but just don't say you're suffering, because it's not suffering.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, look, Jim was like, "What are they talking about?" Yeah, but that's exactly.
How did we get here? How did we get here? I don't even know. We were talking about honey.
I'll tell you how we got here, bro. I drove us there.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, moving on. So I was talking to someone the other day. There's another little story. We're starting with story time. I was talking to someone, and they were talking about a posing coach. And they're a good posing coach, solid one, from what I've seen anyway. And they were saying how, some of their clients pose real well, and then there's some in particular who don't. And the irony was I had actually coached one of the ones that was saying who isn't good at posing. Yeah, that's what we're saying. And I said, well, they're probably not good at posing for the same reason they didn't make any progress when I was coaching them, because they just don't follow any instructions. They don't practice. They don't, they never follow the diet, didn't train properly, probably don't practice their posing. And what I mean, where I'm getting at is, I think when people are talking about coaches now, what people need to realize is a coach can only be as good as the clients allow them to be. So if you're attracting all these Mickey Mouse wannabe Instagram hardcore, whatever, not really, but pretending to be, and then they're following their shit 70% of the time, that whoever's coaching them is never going to be able to truly do show what they can. And that was a big thing for me, was to try and generate a space where I'm only attracting people that actually want to give what they can give. Because we've all had situations when we've coached people where, it's been cool, and then you'll get to a point where it's like, hey, this isn't something's not right. This isn't what's meant to happen. Then you find out from her, him, that they were doing 30-40% their own thing. Like you could prep someone for a show, they're on track, they're gonna clean the whole show up, then they binge on McDonald's for 2 days because they think they're flat. And then you find out from the person who did their tan, or you find out from people at the show that, oh, they didn't actually do anything you said because they just thought they knew best. And yeah, it's annoying. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's tough. Go, Denver.
Oh yeah, I completely agree, because like in end of the day, like you can give them all the tools and tell them exactly what to do, but if they aren't going to follow through with it and then come up looking half-assed on stage, that like end of the day that's coming back on you. You know, I feel like that's not fair for all the time and the effort that you put in as well into their coaching. So like it's a hard one as well, because like it's easy to put the blame on the coach, you know, but we don't really know what's been going on in the background. And honestly, like sometimes you get these check-ins and I'm like, you've missed 5 cardio sessions this week. How are you expecting to be ready in 15 weeks? You know, like, are you really wanting to get on stage? Or like, you know, like it's different for someone that's blessed and they can, you know, get away with doing all these sort of things. But let's just, I mean, like, it's not the case for most clients. You know, you get the odd one that can probably get away with a lot of food and a little bit of cardio and still get shredded to the bone. But majority of them, I feel like over sort of overhype things and underdeliver.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah. I think like, so from my perspective in relation to that, you know, Jordan, you start getting it's very tough, because when you're dealing with competitors who are at a certain level and they're quite experienced, they'll often feed you a bit of lip service and say, well, I am doing this and this and this, and in the last week it sort of all falls apart, and you think, like, almost you look at them and you think, if you had just done nothing, you would have been better than this. And then of course you think, you know, you second guess what you're doing and you think, is this, you know, what do I do here? And then you find out these other things and it's quite disappointing. I mean, that's happened to me on, I mean, I guess a couple of occasions of different varieties of that same story, right? So yeah, it is tough, and it's especially tough when that person, when you know, you yourself know, and that person themselves have a lot of potential, is, you know, kind of in the running to really do well in that contest and you know, clean up, and then all of a sudden you think, what the hell? And then people ask you, what did you do wrong? And you're thinking, well, I'm not really sure exactly what I did wrong, and I need to investigate this. And you start the worst thing is you start second guessing yourself, and then you think, it's not until you get all the information you go, okay, I get it. Yeah. But yeah, it's disappointing, but also what can you do? You know,
exactly.
Don't work with them again.
Yeah, I guess one of the reasons I was bringing it up, because often people will say like, oh, he's shit because he's coached blah blah blah, or she's coached blah blah blah, and you know, nothing's happened. But if you look at 90% of everyone else they've coached, they've all been on point. So generally, when it's like 1 in 10, there's usually a reason for that. It's not an accident to have, you know, 9-10 people look amazing, and then that one outlier. It's generally not a mistake that they're not where they should be. There's usually a reason for it. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at other, you know, for the people listening, when you're looking at, you know, when you're trying to, especially for the young, like people newer to it, when you're looking at, you know, coaches and making these conclusions for yourself, just, yeah, there's usually a reason. I mean, look, and if this is across, if they're average across the board, then yeah, that's on the coach. But generally, if someone that's very consistent as a coach, and then there's like one person or 2 people out of 20 that are not where they should be, there's usually something that's gone on there that's probably the coach didn't know about or didn't agree with. So I bet it happens to all of us. Let's be real. Let's be honest.
Sometimes it happens like at one show, then the next year at the same show.
People don't learn from their mistakes, unfortunately.
So, and then you stop working with that person, right? Sometimes you got to let those people go.
Why even hire a coach if you're not gonna like let the coach coach? It just doesn't it blows my mind. Why would you pay something you don't use? But anyway, let's do some we'll do some critiques.
No, let's one thing I wanted to bring up, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Just a couple of things that I got asked. One was somebody asked me about coaching. How do you get into coaching? did we cover this last week? Maybe we did. Anyway, I just said, so my basic thing was, look, if you want to get into coaching, make sure you've got the paperwork that you need in order. Make sure that you have, and start to build experience, train. You know, you might find yourself coaching people for nothing to learn because you need to work with a variety of bodies. And, but you need to build up that base. Try to be really mindful of how you present yourself at all times, because that guy that you have a dispute with today might be somebody that's somebody's asking about coaching tomorrow, and then all of a sudden he's going, well, no, you know, Jordan only works with pros. Denver only likes other people that whatever, who knows, for whatever purpose. Or you know, Harry's or Harry's a dickhead. You know what I mean? Well, I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of anything that wasn't going to make you fly over here and punch me in the face. So, so there's those sorts of things. Just sort of be really mindful of that stuff, and be just, if you want to be a coach and you want to have a professional business, then be a professional person, because very quickly you lose credibility if you're tardy with your reporting. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a good, you know, I mean, the basics is know what you're doing, but past that point, we all drawing from the same bucket. Be professional. When somebody sends you an email today, 4 days later isn't the time to answer it. If somebody texts you today, you know, 3 days later isn't the day. And if it's the last week before a contest, address shit. And if they've got if they're having problems, you know, so one of the things that I think happens a lot, and I certainly hear about a lot, I get a lot of emails about it. There's people who are on the diets and they're not struggling with the food, the blandness of the food, but what they're struggling with is the digestion. I'm sure you guys get this a lot, and we talk about it all the time. So guys are like, I'm not digesting this, and this isn't working, and I'm getting bloated, and you know, etc. I'm having these problems. And so if the coach isn't addressing those things, or either they don't know how to address it, or they're just like, nah, it's not a big deal. It's you. You need to sort it out. So if they're not addressing what the client, so the nutrition aspect and the absorbability and all those things are optimal, then there's going to be a problem, and you're going to lose those clients. So you really need to know how to address those things and address them straight away. And if you don't know how, as we've all said many times before, fucking ask someone. Just ask another guy. Say, listen, Jordan, how do you do this? Or Harry, how do you do that? Or Denver, what do I do here? Get some ideas. Try some things. Don't be like, no, this is what you eat, and that's just how it is, and just suck it up and do it. No. That's not going to keep you. Of course, there's going to be whiners, right? Like that are just, I don't want to do the diet. But I'm saying in general, like if a guy's like struggling with, you know, lots of people can't digest broccoli, and yet broccoli seems to be in every freaking diet. I never give it to anybody because I think it's disgusting. But you know what? You guys know what I mean, right? Like just be professional. So that was my answer to that.
And yeah, I mean, it's fuck. We could talk all night about this. We actually spoke about it the other day.
Yeah, you and I did, didn't we?
Yes, there's so much, and I was actually going to bring it up, and I forgot. So it's good you did. Yeah. Like, there's so much that goes into having like a big coaching business that people just don't like. Firstly, everyone thinks it just falls out of the sky, which it doesn't. It's a long fucking process. It's a long process. Like you guys all know because you'll do it. It's a long process. Like it took me about 10 years to be like in properly. 10 years non-stop. So that's one thing. And then there's like, I feel like a lot of people, you can't let your ego get too big, because you find like methods that work, but you're just like, we're just always learning new things. So you got to know when to bring new things into the toolbox. There's just so much that goes into it. And just like like you said, the more clients you have, this sounds real common, this sounds real basic, but a lot of people struggle with it. The more clients you have, the more texts you're going to get every day, the more check-ins you're going to get every day. You miss a day of check-ins, well, that whole day now overlaps to the next day, and you can't let them wait any longer than that. You know, like the work, so you've got to be on all the time. Like there's you can't really have breaks from it. And you know, part of being, you got to have the knowledge, but you also got to have the customer service skills. Because I put something up the other day, like it's our job to supply the blueprint, but it's also our job to, you know, you've got to be able to, with every single person you coach, you've got to find what makes them tick, and almost make them harden up in a way. A lot of people need harden up, but that's no secret. Like the world today is soft. Yeah. That's why they think bodybuilding is suffering. It's not. But you've got to you know, get them to a point where they buy into that, and they're all of a sudden now they're you know, they're performing like they never have, and that's when the magic happens. Sometimes you don't need to do that. Some people have got that switch, and you don't need to. But you know, for a lot of people, it's just about finding ways to get people performing, and that's when those, you know, get those crazy results. So, I mean, like I said, we could talk about this all night, and there's so many things that go into it. But just, I guess, patience and just consistency is the key, and staying true to your values, staying true to your vision, not sacrificing that for short-term success, even if it means, you know, loss of income. When I say that, what I mean is, if you know you've got potential clients, but you know that they might be bad for your business in the sense that they're just gonna, you know, more trouble than they're worth, or they're not gonna execute in a way you need them to, and they're gonna want to compete, and they're not gonna look like they should, and that's gonna reflect badly on you. Know when to let them go. There's so many little things, and I'm still learning. I'll be honest, like I don't consider myself an expert by any means, but it's going all right. So yeah, maybe one day we'll do like an actual full-on breakdown of this.
Well, it's a massive it is a massive topic, but you know my advice is always just be professional and not be mindful. Be mindful of the person you speak to today. They won't forget that, so you have to be careful how you treat them.
For sure. Anything to add, Tim?
Taking away from, obviously, like if the coach does tick all the boxes, just say, you know, you found yourself an amazing coach. He's got a lot of experience. He's got the paperwork, ticking all the boxes. But I feel like, take away from that for a second, I feel like so much of that can be limited by your client as well. Like, you could do everything right, give them all the information you need, show them exactly what needs to be done, how to train, how to execute. But if they're not returning that same effort back to you, ain't gonna do shit. You know, like I feel like I've given plans, I've given nutrition plans, and you know, like I'm putting so much effort into it. But if you're not getting that back from your client, like feedback, like, you know, how's your digestion? How your energy levels through the day? Are you executing the way you should? Have you sent those videos in to me to show me how you're training? And I feel like a lot of that comes down with, and I think I see that more with guys. Like, they don't want to send videos of the way they train because they know you're going to, you know, I'm like they know what they're doing is wrong, and they're going to get called out on it. So they'll be like, oh shit, I forgot to send you those videos, you know. But I'm like, how am I supposed to improve that body part on you if you're not sending that into me, and you keep just telling me, oh yeah, my back's struggling to grow, or this is not working, or you know. So like, I feel like it's got to be both ways, you know. You can't always point the finger to the coach. There's you know, like, it's got to come from you as well.
I would say, like, in relation to that, it's 100% correct, because we've all worked with those people. What I would say, though, you know, what you were saying before, Jordan, in relation to competitive clients, is it's the sum of the parts. So yeah, you're going to have clients that are like that, but you would hope to try to build a you know, where you've got 9 clients that do all the right things and really represent what your ideology and your business practices are, and they do the work, and they get the results, and you can push, you know, you can sell that, and that helps your business. And, you know, versus the one that doesn't. I mean, I feel like if 9 of your clients are behaving in that manner, and one's following everything that you say, then maybe that coach needs to have a think about how they speak to the clients, how they deal with the clients, because we've got some very good coaches whose manner with clients isn't very good, and then their clients drop off. So it's a little bit of, like, I get it, you know, on an individual one-to-one basis, it can be really frustrating with some people, but it's the sum of the parts. You know, we can go through however many people we've trained over the years, and you'd hope that the positives far outweigh the negatives. And I feel like you sell yourself based on that. You know, it's not off one person, and in one instant it might be one person, but it's never off one person. It's like, okay, I've got this breadth of work that I've done, and so what I do, like, you know, same as you, Denver, I get really frustrated with people that don't follow the plans and that, but I think, okay, well, that's one. I'm just going to try my best with them and try to get to know what's going to work with them mentally, but I don't put too much emphasis myself on it, or really investment. I just do what I need to do for them to try to help them out. But because I realize I've got another, you know, 10, 20, whatever clients who are doing the things that I need them to do. So I try to keep that, like, I'll be really mindful of that point. So yeah.
But for me, like, this part of it, in terms of attracting clients that are gonna go hard, it goes back to that. It doesn't just happen. So you're gonna have to if you're starting out coaching, like there's going to be a period where you don't have those kind of clients, and majority, like sadly, the majority of people you work with are going to be people that are only going to follow the plan 60%. Well, that was like for me, and every now and then you get a good one, but there will come a time where you're going to get an opportunity, and it may be a build up of doing an okay job across the board, or it may just be luck, and you just got to make sure you deliver on that opportunity with that one person, because when you do the job with them, that's when people can see what you can really do. And then you get another one, and you get another one, and you get another one. Then all of a sudden, if you're not going to put the work in, I'm not going to waste my time, because I've got all these people now that will put the work in. So it's just like anything. It's gonna, though. I feel like those things come up over time.
You start to become,
and it could be,
you start to become known as that guy, right?
Yeah, but it could be because you've been a good coach for a long time, or it could just be because you're an amazing competitor and people look up to you. Denver, I'm sure heaps of guys want you to help them just because you're jacked as fuck. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from your knowledge, obviously. I respect your knowledge a lot, but
no, I completely agree.
You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna,
there is going to be an aspect of clients that purely will just come to you just because of the way you look or the way you perform in the gym. You know, like, you know,
I mean, I've been in your shop. I've been in your shop, and I've seen guys walk in, and I know they're only walking in there because you're there. And they're not trying to. It's not because it's just because he's huge. It's just the way it is, though. But it's like just one of the things that also takes time. You don't just wake up massive. So I feel like all these opportunities come from consistency over time, and you just got to pick your avenue. Obviously, I picked just coaching because small and shit. I don't want to, you know. I don't want to be too big.
I think what happens is you guys build a reputation for a certain style, right? Like, so even on the negative, you know, people might say about you, Jordan, for example, oh, he just does he only trains people who want to be pros. It's like a dismissive type commentary. But the truth is, all that translates to me is, oh, that dude only trains serious people. So people that are serious are attracted to you. You know, Denver, when people see the work that you know, the 3 training videos you put up a year, when they see those training videos and they follow you, but as they get to know you and they see you in the gym, they understand your work ethic, and that's intimidating for some, and they don't come to you. But the ones who are drawn to it are the ones that know the work. Most people that are around me look and go, this dude's just like a lunatic. Because for me, it's just literally all about hard work. That's where my joy is. That's where the fun is. You know, so that scares a lot of people off. I'm not worried about that. I'm like, okay, I don't want to train those people. I don't spread myself thinly. I'm not like today I'm coaching people who want to change their physiques, and tomorrow I'm coaching people to box, and then I'm a rugby coach. You know what I mean? I'm not a jack of all trades. I'm just really good at one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we can all do other things. Well, I can hold pads, make you think you're the man too. But it's not if somebody wants to learn something that's out of my scope, I'm not going to water down what I know how to do. Same with my nutrition, same with everything. I don't water it down. I just like, this is how it is. This is what I do. Come on board, man. We'll work together. We'll get results. You know, I've got so much enthusiasm for it, but that's what I do. And I think if you just stay true to that, you find the people, or they find you. I mean, now look at, you know, Jordan's roster and I'm sure I see all your guys, Denver, you've got like quite a lineup of really spectacular physiques coming up, you know, and I think, okay, you know, those you attract, I think you attract like attracts like, so they come to you because they want the work, you know?
Yeah. I think it's definitely turning that more people now, way more than aren't, are starting to be attracted to like the hard stuff, and just people are starting to get on board with it because they're seeing what comes from it, which is really cool to see. And I've even noticed it with clients who I've coached in the past, and I've had issues with them because they just couldn't even work at medium, never mind hard. But they've realized that, and they've noticed that themselves. I didn't have to say it, and they're making conscious efforts to, you know, try and push themselves.
Yeah.
And it's showing in their progress. So I definitely think it's on the right track. I feel like we're going forwards, not backwards. That's what I'm noticing anyway. Maybe it's just in my world, but yeah, that's a good topic. We definitely need to go deeper into that for sure, because I feel like people.
And the other thing I wanted to say is that I noticed yesterday on a bunch of people's stories that there was like a seminar situation going on in I guess it was Wellington, and they had a bunch of up and coming competitors and this kind of thing, and I was quite impressed by that, because I feel like that there was an interest for it, that there was enough people that wanted to go and attend that situation, says a lot about where the sport's going, and that they could muster up enough people to show up to talk. So by all accounts, it was a pretty good sort of situation, and I guess it shows like a much more growing public interest, and more avenues for exposure. It's not income, but it's exposure. So if you don't have much going on and you can get to one of those things, it gives you a chance to meet a lot of prospective clients, do some networking, and meet a bunch of people. And I really like that. I like the fact that, like, I think for many years, everybody, it's like nobody wants to interact with anyone else in the industry because they're so worried about how that's going to affect their business. But now it seems like people are a bit more like, okay, let's put in, let's do this, let's do that, let's build an opportunity together, because 20 people showing up to do a talk, even just doing a Q&A is going to attract way more people than one bloke on his own, or two people. You know what I mean? So they're creating a bigger audience.
Depends who the bloke is, but
well, of course. It was you, Jordan. We'd all be
no, not me.
No, but I know what you're saying. But what I mean is that, like, if you're kind of kicking off, like if I was kicking off as a coach or a trainer or something, I mean, hell, it's me. If somebody said, Harry, can you come and do this? I just come and do it, right? But I think it's a great opportunity, and I think when we talk about sort of opportunities that you can get, one of the things we're talking about, even income, but exposure opportunities. I think the fact that these things are happening is great.
I haven't seen too much about it, if I'm honest.
I saw a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit, and I had a conversation with somebody, and she said, ironically, that the first question was, okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Do you guys use PEDs? I started laughing. I'm like, because I just would have been like, yeah, bro, next question, please. You know what I mean? What a dumb. Yes. It's like that's going to be so confronting. It ain't confronting, bro.
Yeah, I mean, people don't like talking about it, which I guess.
I mean, it makes perfect sense, but
I actually feel like it's only in New Zealand, because every other country, they don't give a shit.
Same here.
Yeah, New Zealand, Australia, and then every other country, they're like so open, they don't give a shit. It's like, who are you trying to? But yeah.
Anyway, sorry for those distractions. I just thought I'd bring that up. I was pretty impressed by it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I went to a seminar last year. No, was it last year or the year before? Last year.
I don't know. I wasn't there, bro. What the hell? Were you asking me what time?
I'm asking Denver because he went as well.
Yeah, it was last year, bro.
It was the official one, and yeah, I mean, it was a huge turnout. It was a big turnout, and I think I think it was during like peak COVID as well. So I'm not sure if I can't remember exactly, but it was cool because they broke down all the basically broke down every class, and literally this is what we want. Like, broke down bikini, like, we want this wellness, this is what we want. Even posing for every class. Like, it was really, I found it really, I actually remember going home. As soon as I got home, I opened my laptop out and I started writing all these programs based on that, because obviously we think we know the class criteria, but then when they actually that specific about it, if you're smart, you use that.
No, that's great. Those sorts of things are amazing. I mean, we do that. So they happen in the lead up to every show over here. They'll have posing clinics. They'll have clinics at a bunch of the different, the more sort of bodybuilder type gyms that'll be run by whoever's promoting that federation in that state. And they have those kinds of things. And I think that for, like, if I was a newbie competitor, that would be just the perfect thing to do. Definitely do that. Don't try to find all your information out on the internet. And then if I'm a trainer or a coach or something, you're going to learn so much. I think people really make a mistake when they think, no, I don't want to show people. I don't want to go to these things and people see that I'm learning. Do you know what I mean? They want everyone to think that they're already complete.
Sure. And I think when you're new early on, you've got to put yourself out about. Like, stop trying to. If you don't put yourself about, you're never going to get about. You're just going to be doing the same shit day in, day out. But anyway,
we're going to run a seminar at Denver's shop.
No, half the time it's like a seminar in there.
And you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to scroll down a bit. Trying to remember who we've done and who we haven't done.
That's going to be the hard part.
I don't think they're all loaded for some reason. Why are they not? What happens if I click that? Is it more?
It shows you more, bro.
I don't know, man.
Press it again.
I am. I'm going all the way to the bottom and I'll work up. Okay, men's physique. 25, 6 foot, 102 kilo.
Big guy.
He's one of my clients.
Well, tell your clients to post better photos.
Yeah, I already did tell him to do that. I told him that if he's gonna do that, make sure you put some stage photos on. But he's
what's this?
Looks like he's got like a lot of
No, we tell him, Palmet, bro. Sorry, man. We need better photos, bro. we can't critique selfies. It's just but he looked like he's got a good physique. So tell him to, if he watches, change it, and we'll do it next time.
I've told him already, but I'll tell him again.
Okay. Well, and now we've got a private account. We can't critique private account.
No, go up, bro. Do that forward, Hawabi.
We will.
Wahabi.
Okay. Oh, what was the stat? 68 kilo classic physique.
Jacked.
Oh man. Though, I have to say, the only critique I give this guy is you shouldn't say things about people when you don't know them or you've never spoken to them before, because it always gets back to that person. But anyway, for the physique, who wants to go first?
Okay. You go first. Oh, no, you go. You go, Denver.
No. Oh, okay, fair enough. I think I know who prepped him for the show. Oh, yeah, I think he actually mentions it there. Henry prepped him for the show. I mean, right off the bat, the biggest thing I can see is condition. Like, this is far off like what you'd want to be on stage. And I don't know who that comes down to. You know, like I said, the coach could be giving him everything he needs to do, and if it's not getting done, you might not, get that end result. But from his pictures, what he needs to, I guess, if he wants to keep doing classic, is creating a better X-frame, a better taper. Like he's got better taper from his front shots, but if you look at his back shot, it looks kind of almost square-like. So a bit more lat work would be good. And to be honest, I feel like there's just more maturity to the muscle overall. Yeah. Just this needs more time.
How old is this guy? He looks young. He must be young.
25? Was it 25?
Did he say his age?
Yeah, I think it was 25.
Was it? Oh, okay. I thought he was younger. I thought he was like 22, but anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like he needs a good, solid, long off season.
Yeah.
And really just recomp before starting a good prep.
The biggest weak point in terms of, like, if we're talking about muscles, is the back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Without question.
You look at
pretty much the rear. But the back is what screams out to me. Ironically, from the front, it's not too bad because he's got an all right taper, but just from the back, and then just overall muscle and just conditioning. Like this conditioning, this is just me being honest, as it means to critique. This is like 12-week out conditioning. Maybe 10.
Yeah, it's not look, I'd say the same as you guys. He's actually got a nice enough shape. He's got decent potential. It's just his conditioning. He needs more muscle and more conditioning. He needs more thickness and more thickness through his upper body. I would say more development in his whole leg, and just significantly better conditioning significantly better conditioning. But he's got time on his side.
He's pretty balanced, to be honest.
Yeah,
like, he's not.
He just needs more.
His back is what yells out to me, but everything's pretty. Like, yeah, just obviously needs a lot of muscle. Needs to do a serious off season, and then compete again. And I don't know, like, we don't know how he's prepped, but if I had to guess, I would say, if I just had to throw numbers out, I would be like, just give yourself a decent prep after you've done an off season to at least 20 weeks, and yeah, you need to get peeled. Be this lean 12 weeks out, and then keep going, basically. Yeah. But anyway, that's there we go. The bottom.
We got any girls we haven't done?
We'll do this guy first, and we'll work up. Her 22, 5'8", 73 kilo bodybuilding. Okay.
Any stage pics?
Here we go.
Oh yeah. Nice. He's decently lean.
Yeah, conditioning is solid for sure.
Listen, he's got good conditioning. He's balanced. He's just really small.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what is he? 73, my height. Yeah, he just needs more size, and I feel like with more size, his lower body will be a lot significantly harder because everything will pop more.
Yeah, without even.
But yeah, he's
sure.
Yeah. So, but with more muscle, he'll be enabled to get leaner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's an older comp pics, bro. The ones you showed before, the more recent ones.
Okay. That one.
Yeah, like that's more recent.
That's a
He definitely looks bigger here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his conditioning's really nice here. He could be a tiny, he could be a little bit harder, but I think he looks great there. He just needs to be a lot bigger.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, conditioning's really good. There's not even a body part I'd pick. I'd just say everything needs to get bigger.
Just everything.
Young. So, I mean, it's hard to know who's doing what. If you're natty, then you're like great, and it's just going to be time. If you're not natty, I would evaluate maybe the way you're doing things, because you just need muscle for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it looks.
A lot of the young guys, though. A lot of the young guys are getting really good conditioning, but yeah, it's just the size thing, and it's hard because they're young. So it's like they're young, but then you think back to it's not that young. Early 20s. I remember being early 20s.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh man, you've been not always about you.
Yeah. No, but I mean, but he's is he an ICN guy?
No, that looks like IFBB.
Ends at IFBB.
Okay, so yeah, because listen, I don't want to be the guy that says it, but sometimes there's spots, right, that you look at and you think, okay, so if your protocol is if your protocol or your preparation involves things and you're 73 kilos, then you should definitely address some aspects of.
That's what I was hinting at.
Yeah. I was thinking, no, it's ICN, and then as I look, I'm like, oh, okay, so yeah. Just bigger, just get bigger.
I mean, yeah, like I don't know. Oh, see, and he's obviously not genetically lean, going by this transformation. Yeah. So what that tells us is you obviously work hard, you're consistent, which is the name of the game. So yeah,
I think his physique's great. He just
All right.
Do you know this guy, Denver?
No. But one thing I wanted to say about like a lot of like younger guys coming up and stuff like that. I feel like I see a lot of this happening, and I feel like they just jump into a comp prep without putting that same effort they would put into a comp prep into an off season. And I feel like, especially at that age, there's so much muscle you can put on. Yeah. So one thing I'd have to say to him, I'm like, he doesn't look like he's like sort of out of balance, or like there's like dominant muscle groups or anything like that. So I just say is really put the effort in that you did with your comp prep. Like obviously you've come really lean. Put that same effort into utilizing a surplus of calories and growing.
Yeah. I reckon 10 kilos on that, and that's a great physique.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like a lot of young guys also want to be shredded all the time, and it just doesn't work like that. When you're young, unless you're a genetically shredded guy, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We'll do one more. Okay. Go. Here we go.
What, you forgot the category, bro?
Oh shit.
Bonus.
Wellness.
Yeah, saw that.
I didn't get
the details.
Wellness. I can't see it because you guys aren't covering it.
Wellness. Stage weight 61, off season 73, height 5'4".
They pun. Thank you. Hey, she followed instructions. You're good at following instructions. That's my first critique. What's this show?
tournament champions.
Same show as our last guy by the looks of the backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Good. Who's starting this one?
I'll start.
Who's start? You're on fire.
I like her shape. I think she's got a nice shape for wellness. I think she's got plenty of muscle. I think she just needs just to nail down that condition. Just really get that. I was saying to you the other day, Jordan, we read all the comments and you see everyone that's coming up and they're talking about conditioning and that kind of stuff. And when we see them on their own, we like this photo here, you think, oh, she looks great. She could be a little bit harder in her glutes and her hamstring tie-in, but and then there was that photo that what was her name posted the other week? One of your clients from Wellington. Trying to think what her name is.
Laura?
She competed last year.
Was it Laura? Was it her tie-ins?
Laura. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see that photo that she posted and you're like, oh yeah, hang on. That's the conditioning that needs to be achieved. And you think, so this Shana, I'm assuming it's Shana, great physique. I actually really like her physique and I like her look. And I think she's got muscle, everything, just the conditioning. And then you think if you look at someone like Laura as the, as this kind of conditioning that you need to have from top to bottom and front to back, then, that's what it takes to be super competitive. So this physique will get you a long way against most lineups. But when you stand next to somebody who's got that crazy conditioning, you can't compete with them unless you're matching at least close to their conditioning, right? Doesn't matter like what your structure's like and your genetics are like. If you haven't got the conditioning, it ain't going to happen, and what we're seeing now in wellness, thanks a lot, Jordan, is these girls are getting peeled. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's so many of them are getting really peeled now. I mean, there was, what's her name? Was it Sarah last year?
Oh, she looked great.
Laura was really shredded. Yeah, just the conditioning overall, Kathy, that it's, you really have to be able to nail that conditioning. But overall, I actually really like this Shana's look.
Yeah. I mean, they want the conditioning so good that when at the South Island show, there was Sarah and Paris in the overall, and they kept working the girls, and they were telling them, when you walk, flex your quads. When you walk, flex. They wanted to see to the point where whose quads would flex harder while they're walking. So obviously, to have lines and splits in your quads, you got to be pretty.
Yeah, you got to be lean.
You got to be lean, especially as a female.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, just the shape and everything's great. Just conditioning, obviously, can do with bigger lower body. But as we say, every single time we critique a wellness physique, that's everyone.
Yeah.
So that's just comes with the territory of the class. But yeah, just conditioning for sure. And I'm sure she knows.
Yeah. Denver?
Just going off what you guys said as well, as like from what I can see right off the bat would be conditioning, definitely, like great structure. A physique flows really well, like she's obviously more muscular in a lower body already, and I feel like with time she'll put even more muscle on. But even from older pictures you can see there, it's just, I feel like conditioning would be a big one. I feel like she'd probably do really well even with the muscle she has if she were leaner,
shredded.
So, from what we can see already, she's already made progress from what she has last year from the other pictures that you showed before.
This is 9 weeks out. When was it posted? 2 days ago.
This is 9 weeks out?
Yeah, this year.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely. In 9 weeks. I mean, if she can stays lean in 9 weeks from that, shit, my hats off to her coach and her, because that's an awesome job. I do feel like maybe not taking a shot at anyone or anything. That condition at 9 weeks, I feel like is not lean enough, especially for a female, knowing how hard it is for them to get lean. Unless it's, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree with you there. I agree that 9 weeks, you'd probably want to be a little bit further ahead, especially, I mean, like 9 weeks there gets her to the same, like that condition at 9 weeks out gets her to a similar condition that she competed at last time. And I know that she's going to want to be better than that. So, there's definitely some work to do, but I'm a big fan of her structure. If she can nail that conditioning, there's a lot that can happen there. I mean, she trains at home. She trains at home in her garage.
Does she?
Yeah, she's got like a full setup at home in the garage, so she's killing it.
I mean, it's not her first prep as well, so I'm sure there'll be improvements. Like, I think, you know, really do see the same person doing comps comp after comp and not improving in some way. So, yeah, but I mean, time will tell. What shows in 9 weeks?
Is it Tournament Champions again?
Yes, Tournament
I think
Champions.
so, yeah.
That's the one. I was getting confused. I forgot about that show. Because the week after that, I've got no one in that show. The week after that is Christchurch, and I've got heaps in that show. So I was like, what? Have I got my dates wrong? But no. Tournament Champions, that's the one. Okay, that's enough of those.
Yeah.
So we've got some questions. We got a few questions today, but I only picked 2 because a lot of them we've already answered. So I mean, you know, we don't just keep repeating ourselves. This is a serious one, though. Very serious. Probably the most serious one we've actually ever answered. And it's about chocolate. And do you keep it in the fridge or the pantry?
Wait, is this Carter's question?
She put it on her story yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
She wanted to know.
I saw that.
She did want to know. Yeah, we.
I think she just keeps it in her hand.
We argue about it all the time.
She keeps it in her mouth.
Personally, I put it in the pantry.
Ah, you're dead to me.
How would you put it in the fridge? It's so stupid.
Keeps it fresh and like delicious.
No, it ruins it, bro.
No, that's what she said. She's like, you can't even
you want
taste
something
it.
from the fridge, have ice cream.
That's what she says. Harry, you don't care.
Fridge, bro.
Fridge.
If I'm eating chocolate, I like to eat it out of the fridge.
That's some
It's
bullshit.
fresh. It melts anyway. Just
Yeah.
You don't want to say melted sludge. You may as well just go eat Nutella out of a jar or something.
I also hate getting shit on my hands.
Yes.
I don't eat like I won't eat like ribs or anything. I can't stand getting crap on my hands.
Well,
so when you eat chocolate,
how's this going from ribs to chocolate?
because when you eat
chocolate
chocolate out of the cupboard, it's messy.
No, not when it's boiling hot.
No,
hang on.
If it's, I can't do it, bro.
The real answer is we don't eat chocolate. No.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
I mean, we're talking about in a scenario where we would if
Chocolate flavored protein. Yeah.
Yum.
Now, also though, they do that diet chocolate, and I love it when people tell me, "Oh man, I found this chocolate. You know, it's great. It's like and I'm like, oh yeah, because I know what's going to happen. They're going to start eating it, and it's going to give them the shits.
Yeah,
because of the xylitol or whatever that's in it. Nobody can eat that stuff without getting it. I'm like, yeah, no, man, get that down.
No, it's the same with protein bars and stuff. You eat like 2 of them to get your enough protein, and like, oh, your gut. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Horrible.
Not worth it.
And we got 2 more questions, but they're basically the same questions. I don't know which one to answer. I actually hate this topic. It's fucking annoying. What Carrie put on your story the other day. I think it's ridiculous because it's never going to happen, but we'll have a bit of fun with it. The first question is 1 movement for each muscle on your current physique. If you can only do 1 for the rest of your life on your current physique, not building a physique on your current physique, or the second one is your current physique, but you can only do 5 movements for the rest of your life. Which one should we do?
Let's do the 5 movements one.
2 questions or 1 question? That's like getting.
No, we're gonna.
Let's just do 5 movements.
5 movements. Okay, on your current body, not building yourself up. So, what 5 movements would you? I feel like your guys are going to be quite similar.
Go, Harry. You go first.
3 types of curls and 2 types of push downs. Now, if I could only do 5 movements, I'd do overhead press, some variety of overhead press, a rowing movement, squats.
What rowing movement?
I'd probably just do a barbell row. I would do, if I could only do 5 movements, I'd do a seated overhead press, like with a barbell.
Yeah.
Barbell rows.
Yeah.
Squats.
Yeah.
Probably underhand chin-ups and dips.
Wait, is that
no
per body
chest press.
part or like 5 exercises in general?
5 exercises for your whole body.
5
I
exercises.
wouldn't do any bench press because I can't stand it, and I would cover my chest, shoulders, triceps with the dips. I do the overhead shoulder press because I feel like having a strong shoulder girdle comes from that, and I'd rather do a seated press for shoulders than chest press. I don't care about my chest. And then I do a barbell row for that thickness and the pulling power. Underhand to hit my lats and underhand pull downs to hit my lats and my biceps, and then a squat. And I wouldn't do calves because I already got calves.
You go, Jordan.
Okay. This is real hard. Five movements. I'd probably do a incline Smith machine press, like a 45-degree incline. I'd do a barbell row. I would do a high incline dumbbell press. So like not like a shoulder press, but like on a high incline. So it's kind of like front delt kind of thing. That's 3. Probably do a stiff leg deadlift, because that's going to also hit my hamstrings and my whole posterior. And then my 5th movement would have to be I'd probably do Smith machine squats. And the only reason I'd pick Smith machine squats is I feel like if I've got niggles, I can still do them. But if I've got niggles and I can't barbell squat, I'm fucked. So I'm thinking ahead, because I know I'm going to get injured at some point. There we go. 5. Hard, man.
Me, like just posterior change. I probably do like an RDL, just because I know it hit hemis, glutes, my erectors. So that just covers just that overall thickness. Back for me has always been a struggle. So I'd probably be on something I can lock into. So maybe like a chest supported movement, like a T-bar where it locks me in. For legs, probably go with Jordan as well. Like Smith machine squats. I definitely find like I can really kind of focus on where I want to put that load, compared to like just again, this is for me, not saying that that's the best overall. It takes that overall power aspect out for me and really loads my quads hard. So what's that? 3 exercises?
3. Yeah, 3.
For shoulders, I wouldn't press. I'm like too shoulder dominant. I got like my front delts are too dominant. So maybe a lateral movement, and then chest to press with a low incline with dumbbell.
There we go. We pretty much all said the same thing, more or less, with a few tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, more fun questions like this, guys. And the chocolate was good too.
Yeah, it's when you actually start breaking it down, in a serious way, it gets kind of like stressful. You're like, fuck, but then I'm not gonna. So we've basically given up on our arms. Well, Harry didn't. You thought yours through. You thought yours through more, because you picked like quite strategic shit. Like,
yeah, but you know why? Because I trained in my garage through COVID and I didn't have anything.
True.
Like, how am I going to do this? I've got like a bar. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, boys, if you've got nothing to add, we'll wrap it up. It's been good.
No, I think that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Denver, you training tonight, or you already been?
No. I got back.
What do you
got? Supported T-bar rows.
Just one exercise.
Before we go,
RDLs and
what's the session?
What's my session?
Yeah.
Hold up. Give me a second.
Back, did you say?
Yeah. One of my back days anyway. Come on.
I'm gonna headline it. Denver's back workout.
Denver's back workout. Hang on. Let me just.
Denver, the secrets.
I'm just gonna take notes. So first,
where do I put it?
He doesn't want to share.
No. Give me one second.
Top secret.
Yeah.
Shit, I feel like I'm mucking this up. Sorry, guys. All right, first week. By the way, I'm like on a new split, so just give me a sec.
I did back today as well, by the way, if anybody cares.
Oh, here we go.
I did 12,000 steps.
How are you
Yay!
by the way?
Huh?
How are you getting 12,000 steps in, by the way?
I'm built different, man. I just do it.
They don't count like FIFA steps when you're playing games and shit like that.
No, bro, I go for a walk. In the morning.
12,000?
I go for a walk in the morning. I go on the treadmill for 20 minutes after training. And then I'll go for a little walk at the end of the day if I need to. But it's actually, you do way more than you realize. Because you just do shit like, when you like park, I go to the supermarket, park in the last car park, walk. Like, don't worry, man. It's not that hard. Just challenge. There's a nice little challenge. Because I don't do fuck all otherwise. Otherwise, I'll do 4,000 a day and just sit on my ass on my laptop.
I think I do 12,000 over 3 days.
All right, here we go. So I start off with carbs and my ab work.
Yep.
And then I'll go into like a chest supported row, like my T-bar or something like that from upper back. And then what we got? Upper back. So like if you look like a neutral grip, again, it's focusing that on that mid upper back as you would hit on your T-bars as well. Leaning back, pulling straight down to your chest. So like a high pulley cable row, but with neutral grip. And then a couple of lat work. So it'll be like a single arm, like, you know, the video I sent you, the single arm lat pull down to one side. I feel like I find it easier to engage my lower lat when I work them individually compared to together. I always have like one side I connect with better. So I personally find that better. And then I'll do another row movement. Like, for example, if you look at your seated cable row where you use like a V-bar, but I'm doing individual, like left, right, individually.
What's the
so literally all I'm focusing on today's workout is my upper mid back, that thickness with the first two movements, and then lower lat.
You do the second one on the cable row?
The second one is on a cable pulley. So it's like a neutral grip. Think of like the mag grips.
Yeah.
Neutral grip. Yeah. So leaning back, say 30 degrees, staying locked in there.
But I mean, we're going to at Wolves, right? So where do you do it? Like, what do you do?
I do it, and you know that the pulley machine by the treadmills.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the cable on that's a lot
better. It's way better. I use that one as well.
Yeah,
because I've started doing downs because I just feel them. I've found a groove of them that hits the lower lat, similar to what you're saying with the single arm. I do it on that one because I'm tall. I can't get a full stretch usually, so I can like get all the way up there, hang, and it just feels like it's gonna like tear, and then it's it's way better. But so everyone now knows the secret. To basically, if you want to get a back like
I know what my next back workout's going to be.
Nothing exciting, guys. Just simple.
What did you do, Harry, for reference?
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah,
I did that hammer pull down. You know, the one that's like an underhand.
Yeah.
Grip. I like that one into my lats. Then I did a front pull down. Then I did some T-bar rows. Then I did some. I used the hammer strength row, the seated supported one.
Yeah.
You know that the drawing does with one hand, but I use both hands at once.
Two hand,
And I keep my chest against the pad and I sit my hips back. So when I'm pulling, it's really a strong contraction through my middle upper back. Let it come forward and then pull it back again. So I find that's been really good to try to, to keep my really engage that middle right in between my shoulder blades. So if I ever do anything and put my arms up, maybe there'll be some bumps there. And then I just did a few deadlifts, but nothing heavy. Just you know how I'm a casual powerlifter, so I did some speed reps today.
Oh, nice. And I trained back yesterday, so basically it's back weekend. It's back weekend.
It was back weekend,
yeah.
I feel like we just all hit the same kinds of things, just maybe in a slightly different manner from day to day, right?
My session was lame. I had to do back width, so it's like pull downs and stretches, and it's nothing fun. I do all the fun stuff on the other day. Yeah. So but hey, it is what it is.
Well, you know, I mean, I think that's something we could probably talk about as at another time is how, you know, a lot of guys do that. So I do 2 back workouts as well. I'm sure that Denver has 2 different back workouts, and you know, because we look at it as such a complex body part, so we could probably break down how we think about that and how we work it from one workout.
It's definitely one of those body parts that 100% responds better to breaking it up and doing 2, like, you know, 2 in the rotation versus just 1 a week. For me anyway, I've noticed way bigger improvements.
Well, I mean, my back sucks, so I try to do it twice.
Same. So that's why I do it. Everything sucks. So I try and do everything 8 times a week, but I can't fit it in.
Yeah, biceps, triceps, arms.
Arms especially for Jordan.
Yeah. Definitely need the arms, bro. No, I heard that from a professional coach.
Oh. Yeah, anyway.
Look at your face.
I'll keep trying.
Don't worry, bro. He's not going to listen. He hates us.
All I can do is keep trying. That's all I can do.
Yeah. Well, that's all we can all do.
Yeah. All right, boys.
Sweet.
That's good talking.
Real life, real talk, never fall, we ain't doing that. Want me fall off, but I can't, I'm just too attached. I was so lost, I ain't going back. Never fall, we on the road.